So let's continue na hii example ya August 2023 question 4b. So remember, the following payoff matrix was developed by a company showing profits in shillings obtained from launching 4 different products, P1, P2, P3 and P4 under 4 different states of nature. Probabilities ya S1, S2, S3 and S4 is given. Required Roman 1 umeambiwa advice on the best course of action using the minimax regret criterion. So minimax regret, tutatengeneza these payoffs. Angalia kwanza the maximum payoff. So the maximum payoff hapa ni 9,000, hapa ni 12, hapa ni 10 na hapa ni 14. Then uangalie the regrets of not choosing these payoffs. So under S1 you would have chosen 9 but uli choose 5. So una regret ngapi? 4. Under S2 you would have chosen 9 but ume choose 9. So how to regret anything? S3 unge choose 9 but you chose 7. So to regret 2. S4 you chose 8 but you would have chosen 9 to maximize. So to regret 1,000. Maximum regret hapo 4,000. S2 ama P2 sorry. Ungechukua 12,000 but you opted for 7. So you regret how much? 5. Ungechukua 12, you opted to take 4. So you regret 8. Ungechukua 12 but ukachukua 6 instead. So uta regret ngapi? 6. S4 ungechukua 12 but you chose 12. So hauta regret anything. Maximum regret hapa ni 8,000. P3. You would have chosen 10, you opted for 10. So hauta regret anything. S2 though uta regret 2,000. S3 uta regret 1,000. S4 uta regret 7 minus 10. 10 minus 7. Uta regret 3. Maximum regret ni 3,000 hapa. Alafu P4 you would have chosen 14, you chose 14. So hauta regret anything. S2 you would have chosen 14, you can choose 5 instead. S3 you would have chosen 14 but you chose 7. Alafu S4 ungechukua 14 but ulichukua 6. So uta regret 8. So out of hizi maximum regrets, choose the minimum. The minimum itakuwa 3,000. So criteria ama decision criteria ni you choose P3 using the minimax regret criterion. That's the first one. The next one is expected opportunity loss criterion. So under the expected opportunity loss criterion, what you do ni utaangalia each of these. Sasa utaangalia S1. Uangalie kama ningechukua the best, nitaforgo. Kama singechukua the best, ningeforgo ngapi? S2 the same, S3 the same, S4 the same. So those are the probabilities. So S1, the best alternative S1 ilikuwa 14,000. The whole of S1. But sijaichukua. So tuanze na ya P1 first of all. Ya P1 ningechukua 14 but I opted to take 5. So nitaforgo ngapi? So acha niandike 14,000 minus 5. Multiply that na 0.3 plus hapa ningechukua 9 as the maximum na I opted for 9 juu nimechukua P1. So itakuwa ni 9 minus 9 kwa sababu nimechukua ya P1 which is the maximum. Sija forgo anything. However kwa S3 the maximum ni 9. But mimi nikachukua P1, nimeamua nichukue 7. So since nimeamua nichukue 7, itakuwa ni 9 minus 7 times 0.2. Then the last one ni S4. Nimechukua P1 8000 but I would have taken 12. So na forgo ngapi? 4000. So hiyo payoff P1 tuiseme EOL ama expected opportunity loss. The expected opportunity loss itakuwa that. Let me see if itanipea that value. Inanipea that value na inipea the equals, so acha ni sum up to. So copy everything hapo juu. Yes, expected opportunity loss ni 3500 under P1 kama ni P1. Kama ni P2 the same tuangalie. P2 tumechukua P2 kama 7. The maximum yenye tungechukua kwa S1 ni 14. So itakuwa ni 14 minus 7 times 0.3. The maximum I would have taken kwa S2 ni 9, but I've chosen ya P2 4000. The maximum I would have chosen kwa S3 ni 9, but nimeamua nichukue P2 6000. Alafu the maximum I would have chosen kwa S4 ni the 12,000 and I chose 12 kwa sababu nachukua P2. So ukisum up this, the expected opportunity loss itakuwa under P2, the expected opportunity loss. So acha kwanza ni copy this. So itakuwa ni that value, that one. That value 1100. I've done a mistake hapa ni bracket. Yes. Hapa ni inafaa kuwa bracket. I hope the mess kwingine. Ni hivyo. That yes. So that's what to expect. Copy 2. Copy 3. Kumbuka una compare the best outcomes kwa S1 hapa. Unaangalia the best outcomes kwa S1, una minus from what we chose. So P3 tumechukua 10,000 but we would have taken 14. So hiyo ni 14,000 minus 10 multiplied by 0.3 of probability. P3 tumechukua 8, tungechukua 9. So 9 minus 8, tuna regret how much? S3 tumechukua 9, tungechukua hiyo 9, so hatuja regret anything. Then S4 we would have taken 12, but tumeopt instead kuchukua 7 ya P3. So that's the value. Expected opportunity loss itakuja hapa. So I copy here, then niweke as a formula. so hiyo ni 2100. And finally ya P4 the same. So P4 under P4 tumechukua 14, that's what tungechukua tusi regret anything, so ni 14 minus 14 times the 0.3 iko sawa. Haya, tumechukua P4 5000, tungechukua 9 ndio tusi regret sana, so 9 minus 5 times 0.4. Tungechukua kwa P4 tumechukua 7, tungechukua 9, so 9 minus 7 times 0.2. Then ya mwisho tumechukua 6000, we would have taken 12, so 12 minus 6 multiply this by 0.1 itupea an expected opportunity loss hapo juu. Okay, so acha ni copy this then niweke as a formula. So the expected opportunity loss hapa ni 26. So based on hii criterion tuna minimize our loss. Tunataka kuminimize our loss. Acha ni share that document afresh. Under this criterion expected opportunity loss, our aim ni minimize that loss, si maximize the loss. That is here by not picking. So the aim is to maximize EMV or minimize the EOL. So based on the expected opportunity loss criterion, we choose which option? P3, as it has the smallest EOL. Hii ndio iko the smallest expected opportunity loss. So that's how unafanya expected opportunity loss. Uta compare the maximum payoff hapa na these others, wende ukimultiply hivyo. So tumefanya the first and the second. Roman 3 wanataka value of perfect information to compare, tujue kama we should take hiyo perfect information ama we do it ourselves. So wacha niandike Roman 3 ni value of perfect information. Value of perfect information. So tutapata EMV without perfect information na with perfect information, ndio to compare, ndio tujue whether we should have taken hizo values with perfect information. Yeah, just a minute, ni format this ikae better. Value of perfect information. So kwanza tupate EMV. Nisema ndio upate value of perfect information, expected value of perfect information. Unachukua EMV with perfect information unless EMV without perfect info. So kwanza tutafute EMV without perfect information, tuone the best strategy. So I'll copy here, add the probabilities, do I need them? So EMV nitachukua 5000 times 0.3, 9000 times 0.4, 7000 times 0.2, 8000 times 0.1 for each of them. So wacha niseme EMV without perfect info. So please hapa follow up juu I'm using Excel, it automate this computation. So EMV without perfect information, for P1 nitachukua S1 times the probability plus S2 times the probability plus S3 times the probability plus S4 times that probability. Hiyo ndio value ikiwa na perfect information. So hapa nitaangalia ile iko na the most. So nitafanya the same for each of them, for za P2, za P3, za P4. So acha ni create a formula yenye itafanya everything automatically. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this should be times here, but okay, 4. So nikifanya for the rest, it should result to this one. Yes, iko sawa as well, iko sawa. So ni simply nachukua hii times hii for each of them, hiyo times hiyo, hiyo times hiyo, hiyo times hiyo, ni sum up. So yenye tutapick hapa ni ile iko na the highest EMV, this one 8700. Hiyo ndio nitapick kama with perfect information, without sorry. So now wacha nitafute the EMV with perfect information. So with perfect information now, ukiwa na perfect information of course uta-invest in the best options juu unataka ku-maximize profits. Unataka ku-maximize your profits. So this is what tunataka. So with perfect information, sija copy probabilities. Ita highlight in red what I'm choosing nikiwa na perfect information. Like perfect information ni kama I know about the market, I know the condition yenye iko, so I know what I will choose. So nikiwa na perfect information, definitely under S1 nita choose hiyo, under S2 definitely nita choose hiyo, under S3 definitely I'll choose 9, na under S4 definitely I'll choose 12. So hii nita multiply na hizo probabilities. So EMV with perfect info information nitachukua, wacha niandike as a formula, 14,000 times 0.3 plus 9,000 times 0.4 plus 9,000 times 0.2 plus 12,000 times 0.1. So hivyo ndo nitafanya. So compute that, the expected value with perfect information itakuwa hivi. Oh, there's somewhere sija multiply poa here. Yeah, hivyo. 0.3, 0.4, yes. So EMV itakuwa hivi. But tunataka kupata the value, expected value of perfect information. Unachukua EMV with perfect minus EMV without perfect. EMV without perfect ndio hii, EMV with perfect ndio hii. So expected value of perfect information itakuwa this 10800 hapa minus 87. So expected value with perfect information is 21. Then what were they saying hapa juu? Walikuwa wanasema an expert has offered to provide perfect information at a cost of 2.5. Advise the management of the company on whether or not to acquire the perfect information. So wanatupatia at a cost of 2.5, but sisi tumeona we can determine for ourselves at a cost of 2.1. So advice, we should not take the what? Perfect information. Ama we should not acquire the perfect information. As it is more costly. More costly. So we should not acquire the perfect information as it is more costly. So that's how that question ilikuwa inaenda. That's August 2023, question 4B. So the other one that I can look at briefly is this one. It's very, very easy. September 2021, 4C. Tutafanya na the Howicks criterion na the expected monetary value. So by now we know the expected monetary value juu tumeifanya severally. So part C, umeambiwa hivi. A medium-sized company manufactures product Ndovu. The current variable cost per unit of product Ndovu is 800 while the selling price is 1150. However, the demand for Ndovu is uncertain and has the following probability distribution. So ikiwa 10 ni 0.636 demanded, ikiwa 20 ni 0.42 demanded, ikiwa 30 ni 0.22. So before anything, tupate the profit per unit. The profit per unit itakuwa the selling price per unit minus the variable costs per unit. Profit per unit stroke contribution per unit. Hivyo ndo tunaitanga profit or contribution per unit. So hiyo ndo the contribution per unit 350 for each unit that we sell. So tuanze na EMV criteria. The EMV criterion. So hapa ni just the probability una multiply. Tuko na 3 choices under the EMV criterion hapa. The first choice ni tukichukua 10 units. So acha niandike EMV when I have 10 units. Kumbuka lives mani multiply na profit per unit. The units peke yake hazita count as much as the profit. So EMV ya 10 units itakuwa nichukue the profit per unit ya 350 times the number of units nimedemand na the probability. So hivyo ndo nitafanya. So as a formula that's how itakuwa, but as a value itakuwa hivi. As a value itakuwa 1260. Hiyo ndo EMV. EMV ya 20 units itakuwa hivi. The same formula, but I'll just multiply differently. So 350 times 20 units. Now the probability is 0.42. So the actual EMV will be 350 times 20 times 0.42. That is 2940. Then when I have 30 units, itakuwa the same profit per unit 350 times the 30 units. Now the probability ni 0.22. probability ni 0.22, yes. So now EMV itakuwa ni 350 times 30 times 0.22, itapata 2310. So up to these units, the best outcome ni 20 units. So I'll say based on the EMV criterion, the best option is to produce 20 units. Tuna produce itatupea the most profit to produce 20 units ukitumia the EMV criterion. Sasa nataka kutumia a new criteria hapa, Howicks criterion. So ukitumia the Howicks criterion